Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PatFacts. Happy June 1st. Heading into that kind of that summer point of the year. Hope everyone had a safe last couple of days. It was pretty humid here in Ontario, pretty warm. So wherever you were, hopefully you had a good, safe couple of days and are making the most of the nice weather and gearing up for that summer. And if you notice, kind of last month in this, summer's kind of giving us little snippets, little pieces here where we can build up and acclimatize to it a little bit. In the past, it's sort of been here and we have to deal with it. It's very humid. It's not kind of easing into it, but it is giving us a little sample so we know how to kind of, again, acclimatize to it. So keep in mind, how did you feel the last couple of days? How's your water intake? What was your fitness like? Hey, Gretchen, keep those things in mind so we can get these heat waves later on this year. Again, you'll be a little more acclimatized to it. You'll be ready for it. And you'll kind of know what's working for you and what's not. And you can implement those into your routine as well. What I wanted to chat about tonight, I'm going to bring back a feature that we had early on in PatFacts. When I first started, it was still, I don't think it was even named PatFacts yet. But I decided to just switch up the content a little bit. To bring in quotes every once in a while. And one of the quotes or the person I quoted the most was my ancestor, Winston Churchill. And I thought, we haven't done that. It's been probably a couple of years now, a year and a half or so since I've done those. So I thought, let's bring those back. Let's bring back a Winston Churchill quote tonight to chat about. And I thought it would be a great one to tie in with what we've been going through and what's going on with us lately. Hey, Bonnie, welcome. Good to see you. So the quote is, and if you saw it in my posting earlier, might have shown up, but the quote is, "Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have." And again, that's from Winston Churchill, a great leader, and again, an ancestor of mine. So I kind of like tie those in together and use him as, and he's a very quotable person, so to use him for some quotes. So, and I just thought, again, it really spoke to what we've been through and what we're still going through and what we will go through. Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. And really, what I want you to think of is yes, a country. Think of Canada and, again, what we've been through, the pandemic, the world really, but Canada specifically with the pandemic. Having healthy citizens hopefully helps us get through some of these things a little better and has them not affect us so often that we have to, again, shut down and lock down on these types of things. But I also want you to think of the word country as how it pertains to you. So maybe it's your household. Maybe country would mean your workplace. Maybe country means a friend group. Maybe it means being out of the supermarket. Maybe it means a group of strangers you interact with. Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. So maybe replace country with environment or community, just to break it down a little further. And that's what I want us to kind of think of from that kind of grassroots level, and then build out towards country itself. And that's true, Bonnie. Bonnie says that I quoted her often. I definitely did. That's right. The Keep It Simple Snowflake and amongst others. That's right. You do get quoted quite a bit. But the specific Winston Churchill, we haven't done that for a while. So we'll bring that back. I love quoting you guys. I love when you share your experiences and your knowledge with each other here in the community. So let's keep that going. But what I wanted to think of, again, is healthy citizens are the greatest asset. So think of it, again, in terms of your household. If you can keep your health to where it needs to be, kind of at an ideal level, then again, you're a great asset for your household. We've talked before about taking care of yourself first. I end every video with, make yourself the priority you deserve to be. And then you can better help those around. You can better serve those that need your assistance or need you to look after them or to help them with things. But it has to start from within. And that's what I want to kind of refocus here. Same thing. Our healthy citizens are a great asset. So if we can be healthy for our country, and again, scaling that back down grassroots level, if we can be healthy for our house, we can better help the household. If we can be better healthy at work, we can better help our workplace, that community. We can take fewer sick days. We can work the shifts. We can complete tasks we need to. We can assist those that need assistance. We can lead those that need leading, and we can travel along with those that are leading us, and be a good contributing member of the team, of the community. Again, if you think of your family, if you have your good health, you can have energy to play with your kids after school. You can look after the pets. You can get the household chores done that need to be done daily, weekly, monthly, whatever it is. If something comes up, again, you can better handle it. If there's an emergency, if there's something breaks or unexpected weather, again, you can respond to these things better because you're in a better place if you have your health. Same thing with your circle of friends. If you can be a healthy citizen within that circle, again, less chance you'll pass on sickness. You'll have energy and mindset to be there for them if they need it, if they need a chat, if they need to run something by you, if they need a shoulder to cry on, if they need an ear to listen. Again, you're in a little better mindset, a little better space to give them that attention and that support if needed, if you come to that situation with your health. And then again, that just like our positivity pandemic, it starts with you and works its way out. This quote again kind of replicates that. If we start with our own health, that betters our health for our homes, for our workplaces, our circle of friends. Again, even interactions with people we don't know, things like grocery stores, public transit, things like that. But then that has a ripple effect where if I'm looking after my health in my household, hopefully some of that example will rub off onto the other members of my household. They'll see me exercising. They'll see me journaling to manage my mental health. They'll see me be mindful of what I'm eating. They'll see me monitoring my water intake, making sure I'm drinking lots of water. And they'll see me putting on sunscreen when it's a warm day, a sunny day, even a cloudy day, to protect myself, give myself that extra layer. All these little things will kind of add up, and hopefully they'll follow that example. You'll role model to them. We've talked about that before, how we are all role models, whether you sign up to be or not, whether you're a high elite athlete or not, you're a role model. People look up to you. People are going to watch you and see your examples and hopefully follow some of those examples. So if I'm leading a very healthy lifestyle and my family picks up on that and they're leading healthy lifestyles, then the whole house becomes healthier because we're all taking part in it. So again, overall, there's less chance of maybe sickness. We can all handle stress better. So maybe there's less arguments or disagreements. There's less moodiness. Maybe there's less crankiness from the little ones. It all kind of snows in together. And then again, if there's 3 of us in the house and we all go to our other communities and we bring that health to there, and some of our friends or colleagues or coworkers, they start to maybe follow our example or get inspired by us a little bit. Then again, if they improve their health or are maintaining a good healthy lifestyle, then again, the overall picture of that place is better health. So again, fewer sick days, better performance, more completed with less time, probably better reactions to unknown situations that come up, unforeseen circumstances. You have a better reaction to those. We can handle those moments better because again, we control ourselves. We control our stress. We have a good response. We have our mind and our body in an optimal place. So you can, hey, Andrea, welcome. Good to see you. You can see just in those couple of examples how taking care of your health can make a huge difference. And going back to the quote, healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. And again, we scaled that down to community to think of it again at that grassroots level. So that if we can create health in our homes, in our workplaces, in our circle of friends, in our actual communities where we live, and we can role model that to other people, and more people maybe either pick up on our influence or they maybe get a little inspired by us, or maybe they're on the same journey and you find that commonality where you can share experiences and share accountability. And then again, that grows, it spreads, just like that positivity pandemic. It goes from person to person. And if my house and your house become healthy and our workplaces become healthier, all those people go home to their houses and spread the idea of being healthy. Then again, that does ultimately lead up to a healthy country, healthy continent, healthy world, all that. We want to have that big influence. And it's going to start from us. We can't make I can't make you be healthy. I can only control me and decide how I want to live. But I can try to lead by example and share information like I am. But ultimately, it has to come down to you and to anybody wanting to make that change. But again, if they can come back and see us and see our example, then maybe it makes it look more realistic, more relatable. Too often now, everyone goes to the internet for their health and wellness inspiration. And unfortunately, everything is airbrushed and done 15 times till it's just perfect and done a certain way. You don't always get the complete picture. You very seldom get the complete picture on social media or the internet in general. So maybe you get overwhelmed. Maybe you feel it's not for me. Oh, I could never do that because I can't do this, or I don't have these access to this stuff. So a lot of people will get discouraged. KO Stretch, good evening, welcome in. They'll get discouraged and not want to make that jump into a healthy lifestyle. But if they see you doing it, someone they know, someone they work with, they interact with, then again, it makes it more relatable. Well, if they've made big changes and I can see a difference in them and they're so energetic now, so positive all the time, if they can do it, I should be able to do it. They're not an influencer on the internet getting paid a certain way or having things filtered or airbrushed or anything. I see them all the time in person. So then it's more relatable. So then again, they get a little more confidence that maybe I can do this. And then maybe they'll come to you for advice, or maybe they'll just do it quietly on their own. Or maybe they'll say, hey, I noticed you making some changes. I'm trying to make changes too. Can we work together? And maybe that turns into a support group at work, a little bit of a community challenge of healthy lifestyle, making good choices, and you keep each other accountable. And maybe whoever has the best results gets a little extra recognition or a prize or something. Again, there's lots of different ways to approach this. But we want to make sure that we're finding what works for us, and again, trying to do our best and starting within to take care of ourselves, and then we can better take better care of our communities. Let's pop in here. Andrea says, I think everyone was so gung-ho to clean everything constantly when COVID first appeared, for sure. And now people are lazy and lax and don't want to keep surfaces clean, wash your hands as frequently. For sure. We don't need to be as manic about it, but don't be lazy. Well said, Andrea. And what I thought too, it was kind of like that. It was kind of extremes where maybe we don't need to be super into the cleaning in every little spot. But like you said, don't be lazy, or just be consistent. Just be consistent, I guess, in what we need to. We know if you sneeze in your hands, you should wash your hands after. We know that if you prepare food, you should clean up after yourselves. And some of these kind of common sense or common practices, I found like you said, we're going to be lazy on or a little lax with it, and it wasn't there. Even the term social distancing, I prefer physical distancing. That's what we were doing. But even that term, if you think before the pandemic, what was that term? Excuse me, you're in my bubble. You're in my space. Could you back up a little bit? That's physical distancing. We had it. We just put a term to it and try to really adhere by it. And some people get really close and really in your face. And I find even for me in a store, the habit of trying to be right behind the person in front of me, so the person behind me can get up nice and close to make sure the aisle's clear or we're in line for the checkout, or to make room for the next person coming in. And then I forget and go, oh, I should back up and give this person their space and wait until they're done, and then I can go through. It's just thinking of what ways can we keep everything healthy. And that's a good point of looking out to other people. Again, we want to start with ourselves. That's the best place to start. But again, as we build up our health and our wellness, then we want to look outward, and how can we influence those other people, or how do our interactions can contribute to someone else's health? Do we give them their space that we need? Do we let the person in front of us finish their transaction before we throw our stuff on the belt, or till we get up by the cashier ourselves? Do we wait for the cashier to wipe off the belt, or ask them, do you mind giving that a quick wipe before I put things on there? There's certain protocols that people need to follow. Sometimes it's nice to go a little above those if we can, or if someone feels they would want that, then let's give that option if we can. And we talked before a few weeks ago about certain things that I thought should stick around from the pandemic, some good things that came out of it. And that was one of them, that physical distancing, or that space, that bubble that we all were able to have with people, and give people their personal space so we can move around and not worry about bumping into people or catching germs, things like that. Again, a lot of that needs to kind of stick around. I think it was good reminders. But again, as Andrew mentioned, some people didn't see it, didn't get the message, it didn't sink in, and they're kind of back to the way things used to be. So we need to keep practicing those, and just practice with ourselves as much as we can. Again, being patient, giving people the space they need, those good interactions, taking care of ourselves and doing what's best for us. And then some of that will rub off onto those around us. And again, it'll spread from person to person. And then again, you'll see more interactions. Unfortunately, I feel like some of us that are holding on to some of these good things from the pandemic, and I understand there were a lot of negative things as well, and it was frustrating, but I feel some of us, those of us that are holding on to some of those things and those lessons that we found there, are maybe the minority right now. And what we need to do is keep practicing, stay patient, stay diligent, make it work for us, take good care of ourselves. And then eventually, again, as the message spreads, our example spreads out there, then more and more people will take it in, and it'll become more of the majority than the minority. And then hopefully it'll become just a way of life where we practice good health and hygiene and patience, and practice courtesy and those types of things, that we don't have to maybe come on here and remind each other every so often to be kind and be polite. It'll just be what we do everyday life, which it should be common sense. And to quote someone else, not Bonnie this time, but I'm sure I will later, our pal Brendan Burchard says, common sense isn't always common practice. So we know we should be doing certain things, but we don't always do them. We get caught up in that rat race and we forget, or we get our mind going in a few different places, and that stuff gets pushed to the back, unfortunately. But again, all that starts from within, from with you. Look after yourself, build up your health as much as you can. And then again, that'll start to exude from you to people you interact with. It'll start to become the norm. And again, people will see that example that you're sharing. But we have to make the time, we have to decide to take good care of ourselves. And we have to make the decision to make time to work out, to fit those workouts in, to stick to that eating plan that we have, to track our water every day, make sure we're getting enough. Cheers, guys. Have a little drink. Keep our body hydrated. We have to take care of our sleep. We have to take care of our stress, all these things. We have to decide to do that and make a plan to do it, like we've talked about, a system, put that system in place and roll through. And the other part of that kind of, or the approach, to that quote that I wanted to look into, and again, if you're just hopping on here, healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. That's a quote from Winston Churchill. And notice it doesn't say fit citizens, it says healthy. Remember, healthy is overall encompassing. So yes, we're talking about our physical fitness and our physical health, but also let's remember our mental health. Let's remember our spiritual health. How's the health of our relationships? How's our financial health? Do we need financial help to improve our financial health? How's your stress management? How is your next 3 to 6 weeks looking? Do you have a lot of things coming up? Do you have some busy time? Do you need to tweak and adjust your schedule? Do you need to talk to somebody? Do you need a support group? Do you need an accountability partner to look after all these different facets? Health isn't just fitness. And that was always the thought for so many years. And thankfully that's starting to change, but there's still a ways to go. But we want overall health, what we call here in our community, operationally fit to fight the daily battles that life hands you. That's physical, that's mental, that's spiritual, that's financial, that's your relationship health. All these things tying together. So I really want you to think, and I try to come back to this so it can become, again, habitual, become everyday, it becomes common sense to look at everything as an entire picture. And I know just within this community here, there's different illnesses, there's injuries, there's sicknesses, there's schedule dilemmas, conflicts. There's a bunch of things that just in this community we all have to deal with. But again, it's important to look at what works for you and find a system and routine that's going to give you the best possible results. It's not going to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. But majority of the time, let's try to be as healthy as we can. And then again, that'll better contribute to our countries, our communities, getting that good health out in front of us. So let's make time to have some self-time and get away and read a book or listen to music or go for a walk in nature, to get outside, get away from things, leave your phone off for a few moments, take that break, get your exercise in or your fitness in, your physical activity, drink your water, find a sleep schedule. We've talked before about bedtime and morning routines. We set those up, get those into place. And then that'll contribute to you having a healthier lifestyle, having better overall health. So if you're new to the community or you're looking for that next thing to get that next goal, hopefully I gave you some ideas there and some different tips to look for and different things to focus on. And remember, we don't have to do everything at once. It's not going to be perfect. That's okay. And we don't have to change everything at once. And that's a big area where I see a lot of clients and participants struggle with, is I just rattled off a bunch of areas where we can improve to help our health, and people feel they have to improve them all at once. And they get overwhelmed. They're trying to figure out their sleep routine and their morning routine and eat a certain way and exercise at certain times a day and manage stress while they're working and raising the family and doing all this stuff. And they just get overwhelmed. And once we get overwhelmed, as we all know, fitness and wellness and health typically go to the wayside, and we focus on the day-to-day tasks that we need to do. So if you've been with me, I suggest pick one thing to focus on. Generally, the recommendation would be pick the area that's going to give you the most benefit when you reach that goal. So if you're not sleeping well and you're stressed out a lot and your job's stressful and you can't exercise, don't have enough time, pick one of those things. What's going to make the best difference for you? Maybe for you right now, it's sleep. Getting a good solid night's sleep. Then my body has time to recover. My mind has time to recover. I can de-stress. I can repair my cells. I can have good energy to start the day off well. Maybe getting into a sleep routine and improving that aspect will make it easier for you to exercise more because you have more energy. You wake up feeling better, or you have more energy through the day. You don't hit that wall that maybe you've been hitting. So maybe it's easier to get that exercise in. Maybe having your sleep on point will be a way to sorry about that, Instagram. Will be a way to eat better because you won't be up so late craving some of these unhealthy snacks. A good nighttime routine and good sleep will help you be less stressed. So you'll have, again, that little buffer zone before you ram into that red zone and just blow your top. You'll be able to handle situations, unexpected situations, a lot better as well. So again, keep in mind that it doesn't have to be everything at once. Pick one area. And again, if you're not sure which area, again, maybe that's time to bring in a coach to help you look at your areas, see what you're doing, how you're doing with certain things. Maybe your hydration is decent, but could be a tiny bit better. But maybe you're only sleeping 3 or 4 hours a night. Okay, you know what? Let's handle the water later. Keep doing what you're doing. Let's focus on your nighttime routine. Let's focus on getting your sleep better. That's true. Gretchen says it takes time to get a well-rounded routine for sure. It takes so much time. A lifetime, really, because we're always trying to tweak and adjust and modify. And again, that's what I want you to think of, is this isn't a challenge. This isn't a 6-week thing. This is a lifestyle. This is a way of life. So it's going to take time to think of how to make things work for you and how to get things in place and what you need to do to get in there. So again, maybe you write down a few things, that some areas you want to get better at, and then just pick one. And as you improve that one, that'll give you motivation and self-confidence to go on to the next one, but also it'll bring those other ones up. So if your sleep is junk and your hydration is very poor, if your sleep gets better, it might bring that hydration up a little better because maybe you're thinking more of your hydration because you're taking care of yourself, you're getting energy. you're feeling better, so you want to drink the water and sip on it maybe during the day to make sure again you get that good sleep at night, that your body can really repair itself. Then you don't have to work as hard to get this better because you have a system in place, and by your positive habits you'll up that routine as well, so that'll help you. So they always say the first time is the hardest, the first step is the most difficult. Once you get those steps going and build that momentum, the other things you want to improve on or work on, the habits you want to create, will become a little easier because you have the experience, you'll have systems in place, and you have the other areas that you've improved already will influence those areas that you're looking to improve. Because as we say, everything is so intertwined. Andrew says, my son has been sick for a week and our sleep has been affected by him coughing for sure. We can tell that our energy and eating habits have been poor. Looking forward to picking up the energy levels again as he starts to get better for sure. Hopefully he feels better soon, Andrew, and he can recover well from that. But yeah, it does. And again, goes back to our quote. Again, kind of the opposite. Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. So if someone's health is lacking, that's going to affect the country. That's going to affect the community. So it goes the opposite way as well. Some things we just can't help. Poor sicknesses and things will happen. We have to deal with them and cope with them as best we can. Typically, if we're healthy individuals that practice healthy lifestyle, will not be as sick as long and or will bounce back sooner from that sickness. Same thing if you're going for a surgery. People, Andrea will know from our members that have hip replacements, some of our aquafitters that we used to have. And no, aquafitness isn't just for seniors, but they make good use of it. And we have a lot that would come in for before hip replacements and after. And a lot of the doctors said, because you're exercising, your body handles the surgery better, and you recover better because you have strong muscles and a strong routine. You have a strong recovery system because you practice it every day. You exercise, you stress the body recovers. That's how you get better. That's how you get stronger. Your body's used to recovering. That's why if you hear athletes get injured, high-level athletes, they usually come back sooner than is predicted because their body's so healthy and so good to recharging and replenishing, and they have their eating and their sleep and hydration so in tune that their body can really take care of itself. And that's what I want you to think of yourself as. You are athletes. We're all athletes. Life is our sport. So take care of yourself. Get the things you need. Create that healthy lifestyle so that you can, again, be the healthy person in your country, your house, community, and then share that knowledge and inspiration with those around you. So your whole house becomes healthy, your majority of your workplace becomes healthy, the people that you interact with benefit from your healthy approach. And again, it just spreads and spreads and spreads. And then we can have a healthy country. And then that can help us with healthcare dollars and preventative medicine and these things that fitness should be recognized for as the great tool it is, so that we can prevent some of these chronic diseases and illnesses from, again, hopefully occurring, but at least if they do, then hopefully minimal suffering or symptoms and hopefully speedy recovery from that. Think of starting your quality of life now. Think of your last few years. We want them to be as high quality as possible. I want quality and quantity of life. I don't want quantity if the quality is low. So start now and think. It doesn't matter if you're 16, 46, 72. Think now of creating a better quality of life. Start moving, get that healthy lifestyle, and be a great asset for your country, your host, your community. And again, lead by the example. And notice the other areas of your life that will benefit from being a healthy member of your country. Yeah, for sure. Andrea mentions a client who recovered from 2 knee surgeries because he was coming to Aquafit 4 to 5 days a week. So less impact on the joints, plus moving the water around. There's resistance training that happens. Muscles get stronger. Again, they can better handle the surgery, plus recover better. Females who are active before, during, and after pregnancy typically have better pregnancy, better labor, and again, recovery from labor and things as well, because the body's used to recovering itself. It's strong going in, and it's used to using that recovery system. It's getting so efficient. So again, thinking of even just day-to-day tasks. If you're a landscaper lifting bags of mulch around, they're heavy, you're going to twist and move and turn. You want your body to recover that night, so the next day you can do that again. And over time, it'll get easier because the body has time to adapt and recover to the stressors you put on it. And then you have your workout programs that help you perform your job even better. So again, thinking of it as this all-rounded approach that we need to look at health and fitness as, so that we can benefit from it now, but well into our future, making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves. And again, that'll transfer to those next generations of people that are around us. And so we want to keep that health vibe going. If we can create that healthy country, like Winston Churchill said, those assets, then again, illnesses should come down. Job performances should go up. Results should go up. Hopefully things like pandemics and outbreaks and things, hopefully it will be minimalized a little bit. We may never be able to completely stop them, but hopefully we can minimize the effect they have on us or those around us by taking care of ourselves. So that's my sort of challenge for you for this week. It's carrying on what we've been talking about, but just looking at it from a little different approach. And again, thinking of your country as your community, your house, your workplace, your friends, your common places you visit, and then branch it out into that sort of country picture. But it starts from you. It starts from within. Start from within, and then let that example and that energy and that vibrancy shine out along those around you. So I'd love to hear from you in the chats, whether you're here live or on the recording. As always, love to hear from you guys. But if there's different ways that you're making sure you're the healthy citizen in your country, your community, how are you going to improve your health? What are you going to do to help those around you? Maybe are you comfortable with your health levels? Maybe you can start to help those around you. Or what's your plan between now and a certain date to get your health to where you'd like it to be, maybe a little closer, so that you can better help those around you. And keep in mind, again, we say healthy citizens, thinking physical, mental, spiritual, all these things working together. Again, pick one area, make a list though, really see where you want to get a little better. And again, if you're not sure how to do that, again, talk to a coach, a trainer, get them to look and assess what you're doing and look at areas where you could improve. And then pick the one that's going to make the biggest difference up front. Work on that. Be patient. Be consistent. And then as that gets better, then you can start to look and check off those other areas of your list. Thanks, Gretchen, for being here. Appreciate it. Definitely, your health is everything. Your health is your wealth. Yes, Gretchen, great points there. That's right, Andrea. Andrea says, I need to get my, she's very poetic. I need to get my rear in gear. I talk a good talk, but I need to walk the walk. For sure. And that happens to a lot of us sometimes. We say the right things and we know what we should be doing, but it's tricky sometimes to kind of get things in gear and get ourselves moving. And again, for some of us, we try to do too much too soon, or we think it has to be a certain way. I had a guy asking me some advice today, and he said, how long should your workout should be? How long should your workout be? And I said, well, it really depends on you and what you're doing. And it doesn't have to be a set time. It just depends on a lot of factors. And so many of us think, oh, I got to be in the gym for hours at a time and I've got to do this and that. It doesn't necessarily have to be one set way. It's the way that works best for you. Thanks so much, Bonnie, for being here. Take care as well. And with that, guys, that's it for this evening. Again, I thought I'd bring back the Winston Churchill quotes because it's been quite a while. And I saw that one. I thought, you know what, just coming what's hopefully out of the pandemic and into the next chapter, and just in general, even before the pandemic started, we need to focus more on our own health and creating the healthy citizens so we can be great assets for whatever our country happens to be in the terms of size that you're thinking of. So always remember, health. Your health is your wealth, like Gretchen said. We want to make sure we're making sure that we're looking after ourselves and keeping our wealth high. So again, it'll have a good effect on those around us. Thanks a lot, Andrea. Thanks for being here as well. Go for a walk. go walk your walk. Take care of yourselves, guys. Remember, keep that self-care always ramped up nice and high. Keep yourselves out of trouble as best you can. Remember, drink that water, sunscreen, check your health. Make sure it's in check. Take care of yourself where you need to. Reach out for support if you need it. And again, if you need any guidance or coaching, feel free to reach out and we can set up a consultation to get you on the right track to being that great asset for your country. So have a great night, everyone. Stay safe. Remember, always make yourself the priority you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Stay safe and take care.